What up, anybody, and welcome to another episode of the SVR Podcast. So today, we have a raw wrestler who owned his clothing brand called Uzidas, and he has his own sponsored federation called RWM, which stands for Roblox Wrestling Media. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna introduce to you. His name is Ryan Loves Whiskey.
Hey, hello people. This is my first podcast. It's a very huge honor to me because this is a real good podcast and I'm very happy to be part of it.
Anyways, Ryan, so I'm gonna ask you 10 questions regarding about your federation called Roblox Wrestling Media, your clothing brand, Uzidas, your opinion about who do you think is the real number one superstar in Raw Wrestling right now. So, let's not gonna waste time. Ryan, are you ready for the questions?
Yeah.
First question that we're gonna start off is, when and where did you start Raw Wrestling?
Well, back in 2017, I started at a federation owned by Inferno CJ, also known as Rays. The federation was called VWF. However, he ended the federation and he called it WRW. But I didn't really join VWF much, so I just joined Brutal Damon's Fed, and that was called RWWE at the time, and it was much higher quality shows, so I enjoyed it a lot more, and that's where I started and went.
Now, ever since you have started creating your own Raw Wrestling federation called Roblox Wrestling Media, RWM, can you tell me, why did you decide to create Roblox Wrestling Media?
Well, RWM, Roblox Wrestling Media, started 2019 by making and releasing articles every day. Back then, Kids Rock 4 helped us by retweeting some of our articles, and that helped us gain a larger fan base. So that's why we did it. Like, we made RWM to actually help other federations gain attention, and we just advertise it and we help them with the shows because that's what the media is supposed to do, and that was our goal. Especially in 2022, not too long from now, we're going to gain like 1,000 followers, and we do that by helping RWA Fed owners and helping the independent federations like DRXW. So we will gain a lot of recognition this year, especially when we help the newer stars and the older ones. We're just a huge spotlight in Raw Wrestling, and that's what RWM is.
Next question. Ever since that you have a Twitter media, a lot of times you have seen some mixed reviews, but I want to know yours truly. So, what's your reaction about new medias?
Well, before I say anything, RWM is the first ever media since RCW. Many new medias came alive and died. In the end, we're still here, so I don't see any of these new medias as competition. They are just something new and interesting, and if they want to evolve and become something bigger, they need to create something new and not copy, but create something new and interesting. That's what I think about these new medias.
Next question now will be, who's your most trustworthy RWM sponsored federation owners?
My most trustworthy partners is definitely Mighty, Ted, Marlux, or however you say his name, Marlux, I don't know. Marlux and Dylan, those four guys helped RWM a lot. They didn't care about the fan base giving hate towards RWM. They saw potential in RWM. So those four guys, they knew how much hate I got in this community, and I've been cancelled maybe like 2 times, but I just came back and I showed them how I can make RWM and Raw Racing a better place. So those federation owners knew it, and they knew they can help me with RWM, just being a positive vibe. So that's why I trust them.
Moving on to the fifth question. So, you have won a couple of titles over the past few years. Can you tell me the one title that you are most proud of?
It's definitely the RWA Championship belt. Why? Because the RWA is full of top feds and they all share one championship belt, which is the RWA title, meaning it takes the best stars of all the top feds to be RWA champion. That one star that's trying to be the top, if he wants to be the top star, it's definitely the RWA championship belt because that means you are a champion combined with all of those top federations. That makes you pretty much the best of the best.
Next question. I noticed that one of your clothing brands basically is not active like it used to be. So, tell me what's going on? What's happening with your clothing brand, Uzidas?
It's inactive because I've been busy with real life situations, and RWM and Uzidas is only ran by one guy, and that's like me. I mean, I'm running the two brands at one time, and it's a bit hard to work on both of them at the same time. So as soon as I hire more people, more merchandise will be made, and it will help a lot of federations. So it's gonna happen very soon.
Hopefully. Moving on to the next question. Who is the real number one superstar in Raw Wrestling right now?
Let's be honest, Matt Ashford is the true #1 in 2021. I don't know if he's still #1, so let's wait and see. Maybe 2022 is the year of Sean McIntyre or Jaden League, especially if Jaden bounces back from his recent XWE title loss. If he bounces back and wins that title again, then there's a chance that guy might be the #1 star of 2022.
Next question. There's this thing called allies, which means that your partnership with the other federations or slash groups. What do you think about the VWU Alliance?
The VWU Alliance, I mean, first of all, Paul Owens is a retired legend in this community. He will never become active enough to run the VWU. So the only reason they made him the VWU owner is to gain attention, to, that's how they kiss ass, because they know they need to hire the best of the best to get the best results. So they hired Cole Owens, but that's not going to work. And second, VWU is full of Fed owners with a lust of power to be better than all Feds and to be better than the RWA. I know this because I was part of the staff team, so I left because I don't want to work with people who wants to be the best, and to do that they just take out others behind the scenes. You see, so that's just that's like evil to me. I mean, I'm not part of that shit.
Next question. There's a lot of upcoming Raw wrestlers who they really want to get recognition of what they need, a little bit of spotlight, and establish something. Do you have some sort of advice to the upcoming Raw wrestlers, like basically feedback?
Yeah, if I was a new gen and I wanted to gain a lot of experience, I'd go to feds that knows how to book new stars like UPW, XWE, and SEW. In fact, it's best to not waste your time and go to feds that will end in just a few months. If you're a rising star, don't sell out too fast by becoming a league or unstable Ken guy. Make a name for yourself without using others, because people will look at you and think you are trying to get pushed or something. So just make a name for yourself and just leave it that way, like what Keith Ultra did back in BPW. Before he was a league, he was Keith Ultra. He was making a name for himself.
Right. Final question of the day before we're gonna end. Which federation do you think is number one in Raw Wrestling?
Well, everyone knows it's XWE. They got the talent, quality, and professional hosting skills to actually be called a #1 Fed. Others need to improve, like SCW. They have the quality, they have the the talent and professional hosting skills, but XWE is just something different. It just reminds me of APRW, RCW. It's very similar, and that's why many people see them as the Dash One Fed, because XWE is the only professional Fed we actually know. So yeah.
That was it, everyone. Ryan, if you got the chance, can you make it somehow with outro?
Well, thanks for having me on the show. It's really an honor because this is my first time on a podcast show. So I thank you so much to be on SVR Podcast. And please, guys, if you guys don't mind, you guys need to see WWE Royal Rumble live, and it's gonna be a blast.
I will see you guys in the next episode of the SVR Podcast. See you later and goodbye.